in this section, or in this jam session, we're going to cover three main pieces, which is the cards. I believe we covered this in lesson. It was the mental force with the cards, which is a mentalist effect, really nice. I couldn't think of a fancier name for that eventually. It'll be in the title description. We're going to do a fake take, which I'm going to send you the first part. You'll already have the first part of the vanishing sequence. You'll be able to take a coin and vanish it. And now we'll have the second part, which is the fake take sequence, which is fake taking, tossing away, comes back over here. That kind of thing. So that is the fake take, and using a larger sequence, we'll cover all of that. And then finally the cups and balls sequence. And this might take up a larger segment to cover, but it's the culmination of all of coin magic. So you're going to apply coin magic directly to this. It's come out with something quite beautiful, as we, for my students who were in the lesson, saw in the performance. So I'll start off with the cards, and then we'll get to the others. So, cards, they can be shuffled. I'll just go through the effect real fast, and then we'll cover alternate variations and stuff of that nature. So cards are shuffled by the spectator. They can be cut as however they like. I know we're not all fancy. Years of practice and being a lonely guy. Joking. So we've got that. So after they've shuffled their cards to their heart's content, you then turn it over and you can show them, or they can see themselves, that there's not a stack deck or there's any trick cards or anything of that nature, and you want to be above board and fair. Now during this time, while you're showing them all the cards and they're looking for a stack and they don't see anything, it just looks through like a random mix, you are citing the top card, which hopefully the camera can see is clearly the Two of Hearts. Well, it's a little bit bright. I should turn down my brightness for that. I'm looking at my other mirror. My camera's right here, so I look through here. But it's the Two of Hearts. It would be the top card. Okay? And as I casually cite that, then I turn the pack over. And then they can keep it in their hands. I mean, you just tell them to turn it all over. We now know the Two of Hearts is on top. Aww. And from here, then we can, so as I was saying, after they've shuffled the cards to their heart's content, they do it, not you. You can even show them, let them see, I mean, that's part of the effect, that they could see every card, and that's not the same card repeating over and over again. Okay? And they have done that, and then, I'll actually explain all this after, what this all means. And then we have them cut the cards wherever they like, cut the cards, and they say there, and now we're going to mark it. And I want to mention that I've been working on some mind reading, and I want to try this with you. It's going to be a really interesting thing. But first, we're going to need a thought, and this thought will be lift up the cards. I want you to just peek the card, and they do so. They got it. They can toss it anywhere they like. Doesn't even have to be here. They can toss it here, shuffle all that up, and then they can mix these into these. Whatever. All that's mixed up and the card is lost. Okay? And so then from there, you just mind read them, which is really, really nice. And depending on how you want to mind read, and we'll cover that in the next section, but that's just the basic force, which is the, I believe it's called the crisscross force, just being able to do it. So I'm just going to use the Two of Hearts because it's such a cute example for the effect, Two of Hearts. And so for the crisscross force, as we covered the other day, they shuffle all the cards, and you let them see all the cards so that everything's above board. And as you're doing that, you're citing the top card. So that's absolutely fair. You can see everything. Everything's above board. You cite the top card. You tell them to turn it over. They do. And then tell them to cut half the pack, place it on a table, assuming there's a table for this version. Otherwise, you're going to have to rely on the other one, which doesn't have a table. So they've cut the pack, Two of Hearts. They cut the pack and placed it here, and then they place the other section on top. And just so everyone's caught up. And for then you need to use time. They call it time misdirection, but I just say presentation, and then it'll just be the natural misdirection, which will do it. You basically don't want them. You want them to lose track of the orientation of the cards through talking to them, which half is where. And you do this just by saying, I'm you know, one thing I could say is I was working on mentalism and working on mind readings. So let's work on this little, since we're presenting it as a little experiment, cool. Now it's justified that you're just doing all this as an experiment. You can say that while you're presenting it, and then let them peek the card. So they lift up, peek the card, great, and then then the trick's over. Well, in one sense, because you still have to mind read them, but the hardest part is over, forcing the card. Or you can say, have you ever heard of mind reading, or something to that effect, because you're trying to get to that mind reading hit, because that's what you're essentially doing. The whole presentation building up to that moment is mind reading. When you're mind reading a thought. Someone just cut to it. It seems like someone just cut to a card very fairly. They peeked one, put it back, they shuffled it up. They shuffled it up since the beginning. They got to view every card. It wasn't a stacked deck. Hell, they borrowed the deck. And then at the end of losing the card, side of the pack, everything, the guy just literally just looks at me and is able to mind read my card. That's amazing. Now onto the mind reading. So you force the card in one sense. We'll cover the rollover force in a second. Okay, but now that we've forced the two of hearts, and they've lost it somewhere inside the pack. Okay, that's totally lost. The presentation for mind reading is one that you choose. So how would you imagine mind reading to be done? Actually take a moment and really think about how, you can even pause it right now. Just visualizing how you would imagine mind reading to be done. It would be a slow one, would be quick. How would you present it would be truly you? Like you can do mind reading. Or if you want to try someone else's style and mimic how they do mind reading. It could be slow, it could be fast paced. It's just giving that presentation, because now you're acting at this point. You're giving your all to be able to sell the effect that you are literally using telepathy or something, or maybe giving the impression. I think that's almost better for mentalism. You're giving the impression of reading someone else's mind. It's the impression that we care about. We actually don't care if we actually read someone's mind or not. We want the impression, selling it, all the drama in theater. That's the excitement that it can exist in a positive type dynamic with both spectator and magician. It's enjoyable. Good magic, the right kind. Makes it really exciting. So in one sense it could be slow. You can actually develop little gags, like you could actually purposefully be wrong. You could be wrong twice in this effect. Purposefully. Say, it was a black card. Oh, it was red? Oh, dang. Oh, I'm off today. Let me, and then you can go in on it. Or here's a gag you want. You could purposefully, let's say their card's purposefully black. So then in this context you could use this gag. This is a funny one. Does your card happen to be a cherry colored card? And they go, no. And they go, black cherry. And that's a good gag to go off of if a black card is selected and you want to be wrong. You can be direct. Okay, I'm going to look at you. Okay, I really want you to think your card. Okay, get an impression all around. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing... It feels sharp. It feels sharp, and it feels high-low. I almost want to say 3, but I'm going to go with 7. Let's say their card was a 9 diamonds in this case. I'm just feeling a 9 diamonds. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? And then you pause, and then people react, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You mind read me. And there's many different ways to go about it. But that's... 2 ways to mind read. Now for what everyone's asking for is the rollover force. There's 2 ways you can do it. Let me use Ace of Spades. It's classic. Okay, so there's 2 ways you can generally do the rollover force. It's like a rollover force. I call it rollover force. It's like a version of the slop triumph. You know, where you do this. But instead... Ace of Spades, okay. But instead of that, we're gonna fine tune it by doing. I mean, I first saw this. Really, I first saw this in Harry Lorraine's Close-Up Card Magic book, the black and red one. Really, really beautifully done book. And it was in his section with revolving aces, the trick down. It's like down 2/3, 60% of the book. Really great trick. But in this sense, we're going to imagine the ace of spades right there. By just rolling over the cards twice, you see it face up. And you could even see it face up right here for a brief second, which is hilarious. People don't even see the force card because they don't know what to look for. And then when they flip it over again in the sequence, and then you take the first face up card, you see you just flipped over twice and you still got these spades. So here's what it looks like in actual performance. I know I've confused a couple people. These spades, okay? I'm going to go across cards. You just tell them when to stop. They say stop right here, okay? We're going to take all these cards and turn it over. Okay, we're going to go from the face up cards into the face down cards. Okay, tell them to stop whenever you like. And they say stop. Do you want to go here, here? Doesn't matter. Here. Oh, okay, I'll go extra far just for you. There you go. And I want you to take everything. They could do it. You could do it. Doesn't matter. Flip everything over. And I want you to take the first face down card you see. And then they take it. Okay, what do I do with these cards? Score them up. Okay, set them aside. They can peek their card. And you've got the force. And then, again, toss it back in the deck, shuffle it off, and you do the mind reading section. But that is essentially the rollover force. And what it looks like is you just push off some cards, so you really are. And then just by taking these cards and then turning them all up onto the face down deck, now you've got that situation. And I've noticed that spectators can actually do this. If you have good audience management skills, spectators can do this, which is great, instead of you just doing it yourself. It's always more powerful in the spectator's hands, if you could allow it. So you go push up past the face up into the face down. And then we turn it on over. So we got that. And now we say take the first face down card you see, and you got it. Now, the immediate question becomes, so what is the context for doing this? And you would say the context would be, at the very beginning, you would say, I want to try something a little bit of a mind reading stunt, okay? But first we're going to need you to select a card in a unique way. And then you go right into it. First shuffle up the cards, you peek, you've seen everything, fair, yes, okay? And I'm going to have you select a card in a unique way. And that's how you present it, okay? So they tell you when to stop, stop. Now take all the cards, turn it over, they do it. Tell them to stop, stop. Okay, turn it over. And because you said it was unique, it makes it more acceptable. It's like, wow, this is really going through a unique process of getting to a card. Wow, this must be a really unique card. It must be not forced or anything, even though it is, which is great. So that's the segment on that. Then push to the first face down card you see, deal it, take this card, turn over. They peek their card, and you've won. Toss back, do your mind reading as we covered earlier, and you're Gucci. I think I covered pretty much everything on that section. Showing the two methods, revolving one and the crisscross. I don't know where that was published in, but the revolving one has all roots or side roots variations in slop triumphs. You know, going to the reversal. You know, just slop triumphs like this. Popularized by Chris Kenner from Theory 11 many years back. Lovely effect. And yeah, that's just a little mind reading stunt. Hope everyone, I'll call it a quick mind reading stunt. It's quick, it's lovely. You give the impression of mind reading someone. You're going to give them, like, I just want to be able to grab a thought from you. And then you had a card selected in a unique way to be fair. They selected it, they put it back, you mind read them, and wow, you can do mind reading. That's cool, do another. Lovely. So that's a mind reading. So let's go into the coin section. Let's dive on into it. Let's see. I'll do it with this one. Kenny, Walking Liberty, Kenny, $50. And in this section, we're going to cover the take vanish as well as applications to it. So first, demonstrating the take vanish. In its most basic forms, we take coin, put inside the pocket maybe, and it comes back out here. Or in another case, you could take it and toss it away, and it comes back over here. Or take it, push it on through, and it comes back. Well, that's a weird idea. I see magicians doing this. Pop. Using the cover principle. Pop. It's a unique idea. Anyway, So the idea is to fake take a coin and brush it away. It comes back over here, or I take it, put it inside the pocket, comes back over here. So that's the idea of the fake take. And then a larger aspect of the routine, putting what we get together earlier. And so don't worry, I will cover the take vanish, but first I want to cover the larger context of routine. Let me start off there so we can actually show you something cool. I produce a coin, finger palm transfer. I can toss up in the air. It'll come back over here. Okay, and from here I can take the coin. I can rub it away. It'll come back over here. In another context, the spectator can hold onto the coin. Oh, it just goes. Don't worry, I got one over here. And here, no, seriously, hold on. Oh, it just goes. It just keeps on going. And then you can, do the transformations, which we'll cover in a bit. But since we're coming to fake take, let's get into that. That's the general idea of the fake take. So what you do is you use your middle finger and thumb, or the main pieces to this effect, middle finger and thumb. The rest are just coalescing with the whole entire trick. So, and they're given the shade needed. So, coming over like this, and just imagine you're actually taking a coin. Okay, pick it up, just to actually take it. Take the coin. Okay, that's what the action you're going for. And to everyone, how they take a coin is different. So imagine mocking that same idea. So just come over, pretend to take it, and then as you lift up your hand, magicians call it copping out, but instead I just call it just turning your hand. Okay, until relax. It's just relaxing your hand. Okay, relax. So as I pick up, okay, I don't keep it here for very long. I usually do an action with it. Toss up in the air, put it away. And that's the action you're going for, just guiding it, going with the action. Okay? So just pretend to take, lift up, this hand relaxes. Okay? If you're doing a total relaxation, whoop. So where were we? We were covering the take vanish, boom. A fancier way you can do it as well is if you can move it up with your thumb, lift it up using your thumb to the middle finger, just play with it, and just get up to here. Okay, so once you go from here and you got it up to here, middle finger, thumb, other fingers coalescing, okay? And we just pretend to take it along the same manners. I think this tends to look better than the rudimentary chord. This is how the original French drop looked. It looked like this. Sorry, from the front, looks like this. But it's just so rudimentary. Why would you need this grotesque way to vanish a coin to be able to do it? It seems so archaic. I mean, normal people would just lift up a coin, take it, vanish it, and it comes over here. And that seems so much more smooth, or that just seems so much better. It looks so much better, at least to me. And in the context of a larger routine, I'll cover the mechanics of the larger segment, and then the transformations real fast. So first let me cover so far, so we have a foreshadowing. Okay, so we've covered the production. That was the first part of the notes, or for everyone else, it is evolving magic icebreaker. Just type in icebreaker and that'll come up. The first part of the segment, vanishing the coin. So production, we do the vanish, toss up if you want, or whatever you want, vanish it, whatever. Produce it again. You say that was, once you say that's pretty cool, we transfer the other hand so we can be able to do the fake take. You brush it off, show it here, okay? We pretend to put it away. Another application of the finger palm vanish. And we produce it again, and then we show the coin, and then we do one last transfer, and this time we transform it into a Chinese coin. Covering everything and alluding to the transformation we're going to get into. So we would have an object inside the recessive hand pockets, dominant recessive. It's just the hand that vanishes the objects, or let's say I'm tossing this coin from here to here. This hand that did the action is the dominant hand, this hand is the recessive. So that's how you know right away. So it's not left or right, it's just dominant recessive, because some people vanish with the right hand and do that. So you never know. You never know. I'm learning to be ambidextrous for my students. So, we've covered basically everything. We've covered the fake takes, we've covered the productions, we've covered the basic vanishes. Now we've learned to do an extension by putting the coin away, and then we can produce it. Now by producing it, this is the misdirection over here, so we can go to the so we can grab out tongue-tied. We can grab out the object from the pocket and have it in finger palm. Now it could be this, it could be a little coin purse, whatever you want to produce. And there's many different ways of going about it. I covered different ones on my channel, how to produce objects. Especially something like this. Ooh, nice. It's like a spellbound. I covered it in like, I believe 1433 in my coin routines section on my channel. Check that out. Anyways, the one we're going to cover is a finger palm transformation. So it looks like this. Okay. So first, going back, we were in this position. How do we get that coin and transform it? Let's go into it. We now finger palm the coin. So we do the same thing, finger palm, transfer, go to this hand, grab the load, produce the coin however you see fit on the spectator. If you are only around close friends, I don't want to be liable for that, but just, I remember when before the pandemic, this used to be cool. But anyways, not liable. Okay, so we now have the coin, the secret coin right here. Okay, or object, whatever you want to use. And also I should mention, I know I didn't mention this last jam session, but when you decide to cover with shade, let's say you do with the pen. I know this is an off note, but it's just a really cool side idea real fast. If you can load up on a pen, then you can have the coin hold up like this, and then you do a transformation, which looks really, really nice. Just that load, just showing this. You know, everyone's gonna go grab a pen and do this. Just grabbing a pen, make sure you grip the pen right there. Oops. I tilted it too much to be able to show it. So, hand covers with the object. It gives enough shade so you can be able to let the coin drop. If you don't have to do it slowly, just do it fast. Or not fast, at normal speed. Just do it a couple times, just practice dropping the coin. I can't believe I'm teaching this, but okay, this is really cool. It's because it's so cool. So we get the coin, let it drop, get the coin, let it drop. Okay, so once we've got the timing of the drop down, come on over, we get the shade, look in the mirror to make sure you're shading it, let the coin drop, grip the pen, you're gripping the pen like this, okay, and now you just wave it. Man, that looks cool, even from when I'm looking at myself. Now you can give a little thing, a little tap, hand it out, drop with the dirty hand, and you're pretty much set. Man, this looks good from my angle. I'm just like, wow, this is cool. Anyways, that's what the pen, if you decide to do pen work. Now we're doing this, let's say, with a small object, coin, candy, whatever. Be creative. It's really your routine. I give it to you to play with. So we have this coin inside the pocket. We've done transfer. Okay, we've done this. We've gripped out the coin. We have it in finger palm. Okay, so when we do the whole 5 steps, you can't see it because of the Eric Jones subtlety. I know it's some famous subtlety, but I just say it's Eric Jones subtlety since it's so cool. Anyway, and he's a poster child for this gesture. Anyway, so you can see through the hand. So, I mean, that's just not making it obvious or doing this, but I'm just showing you so you don't have to worry about angle issues. So we've stolen the coin out. We're just chilling here. It's relaxed. Okay, now I do the same 5 steps. Okay, and then say this is, yeah, well, I did in the performance. I don't remember what I said in the performance. And then we just open our hands and we can see it transforms. Take a dirty hand, pass it out. People are amazed. And then you can ditch this coin in your leisure. Drop in the pocket while everyone's looking there. You could just, actually even easier, just pull out your phone and you ditch the coin as you're pulling out your phone. And just look at the time, put your phone away, you're clean. Or there's maybe 1,000 ways of doing it. Some people, even if you're bold enough, leaving it here and just not worry. You could do gestures. You're pretty much free, and no one would ever, you know, I don't get caught on it, so you don't have to worry. And there you go. So that is the transformation. A little bonus pen thing I didn't include earlier. That's not going to be in the notes. And the false fake take, which I can't believe I'm including this. This is a little bonus. If you secretly have a coin here and you start off in a fake take, you could do a transformation. So secret coin is in the dominant hand. The recessive hand has the coin. You pretend to pick up. Okay. Then you give it a little squeeze, and then you can show it transformed, which is really, really pretty cool. I think we just came up with something new. It's just so cool to see that happen. Again, this looks cool. Finger palm, okay? Pretend to take, come up, squeeze. Oh, man, that looks cool. Anyways, that was just a little bonus thing. So this is the, what would you say? This is a Dyson cup routine. I'm so used to calling it the cups and balls routine. I'm so used to managing 3 cups and 3 balls at once. But in a way, this routine is pretty beautiful because you get the pure core simplicity. Just 1 cup and 1 ball, and you get all the focuses here. It's a really nice, beautiful close-up piece. And like it has to be, because it's so simple, it has to be rigged. Nothing more than just good intellect, which is beautiful. Just a regular cup and a little dice. And for the sake of completion, we'll actually do the full performance. So this is my dice cup routine. We've got a dice cup here, we've got a dice here, and they can both be examined by a spectator. They can check out this dice, they're like, ooh, this is cool. And then you got the cup, gambling cup here, and check it out. They want to be above board and make sure everything's fair, which is kind of ironic considering it's a gambling style cup. Anyway, so both things are examined, and I let everything be played with because I don't want you to think I'm using any kind of trick cup or anything of that nature. Okay, so here's the puzzle for everyone. Take the dice, and would you say it is underneath the cup or inside my pocket? And however the answer, let's say they say underneath the cup, I would say, so you've seen this trick before, and you know very well about this trick. Okay, so we're going to try this again. But I first want to have a little bit of fun, since we really have fun with these dice. These are so cool. You can get it from here, toss it up, it comes back over here. I can get this little dice, and I can take it, brush it away, comes back right over here. It's a cool little dice. I can get it, I can toss it right on through. You can check it out for yourself. They can lift it up and they see the dice goes right on through. Fascinating. And I should mention beforehand that I want to be extra fair as I do this trick, because I don't want you to think I'm cheating in some shape, form, or manner, because I want to actually be above board as I do this trick, because cheating is just, I don't know. I just feel like honesty is the best policy, you know? Okay, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to get this dice, and I might as well let you in on a little secret. I'll let you in on a little secret. Sometimes I get dice, I only pretend to put in my pocket. And then I sneak underneath the cup to get the dice there. Here's the thing though. If I really do get this dice, okay, and I really do, no sleight of hand, put inside my pocket, how many should be underneath the cup? People should say 0. There's always that one person who says 1. And to you I say, why not? Quite lovely. But I want to take it further. If I get this dice, again, no sleight of hand, if I put it underneath my pocket, or back into my pocket, how many should be underneath the cup? And they would answer 0, but really we want to say 1, and they can lift up themselves and say, you go. It's a big one. Oh, that's great. And I don't want you to miss this one, otherwise you'll miss this one as well. And there you go. I thank you. I hope you guys, everyone had a wonderful one. And yeah, it's a great effect. So that is the full routine. Hope everyone enjoyed it, and we're going to get into the explanation like right now. Why not? It's just, first I should compliment the inherent beauty in this, in that it uses the absolute minimum of props, it gets a maximum effect, and it's like almost anytime, anywhere. You can just gather the props. It feels impromptu. You just gather them secretly, the loads, whatever they may be. It doesn't have to be dice. It could be, I encourage lemons and kiwis, anything you can get your hands on that could fit inside the cup, and then just go right into the effect. But it's just something I really want to create for the students of this lesson. Just want to really give back and give them something special, and they got to learn their very first magic lesson. That's that's something really amazing. I just want to comment on that. So, getting to the setup and explanation, we've got a cup, opaque. You want it to be large enough to hold loads. The size of the cup is the size of the load, but just make sure you can actually pick it up along the sides. Otherwise, if it's too big, you can't pick it up properly. Then it's no bueno. Okay? No good. No good. So we want that so you can be able to fit loads inside. And two objects. It could be dice. You know, that's what I like to use. You can use, I've been to private events, or what I've done is I've actually, hold on, let me straighten my leg. What I have done is I have actually used like just napkins. I just rolled them into little wads. And it was beautiful because it seems so impromptu. I fold them up, these little napkin balls into three little balls. I did cups and balls effect, which is great. So anything that you can use, don't use cherries. They don't work well. It gets your hand all sticky. But yeah, just anything that can work, like little balls, whatever you can manipulate. So 2 of those. And then the loads, whatever you want to use. I use a blue and red dice, but again, use whatever and make it contextual to your routine. At the end, if you're talking about like some amazement or some buildup of an effect, is it themed to something? Is it themed to a birthday party? Then you can do a little tiny doll or something. I don't know, but just you can make the loads. These ones you're personal to you. So set up these 2 dice. Go into the recessive pocket. I use jacket pocket. You use back pocket, whatever you want. We have 2 objects. I will just call them dice for context. One goes into the cup, and one goes into the dominant pocket, be it the jacket pocket or the front pocket. Okay? Or even back pocket, whatever. It's just dominant side. Okay? And that's it. You're all set up. Just 2 loads away. The extra load right there. The extra dice right there. Dice and cup. You're all set. Okay? So to begin, we say, I want to show you guys something special, or everyone hears something special. And we show off the cup. Dice can be examined, and you want to be fair up front. So you let them examine it, great, and then you're going to begin the effect. You want to start by flipping the cup over, because it'll make the effect a lot easier. Trust me, I've tried. So we now do use the false transfer, which we just learned earlier. Fake take, or fake take. Not false transfer, fake take. Fake take it to the pocket where the dice is at, so you can grab up the extra dice. And we offer them a puzzle, and this little puzzle sets up the entire trick. We ask them by lifting with the forefinger, middle finger, and thumb. We just lift up the cup, just straight up and down. And it's only once. You can do it twice, as I think I did in the routine, but you really only need to do it once. You lift up, you ask, would you say the dice is underneath the cup or inside the pocket? And again, the beginning wording for the context of it, let me put that back. Dice cup. And if I were to take this dice, now let's place it away, would you say it's underneath the cup, or would you say it's underneath the inside the pocket? And they would answer however they wish. And in the case they answer the cup first, then you go, you've seen this trick before. Very good. You compliment them, or something to that nature. It's just, you want to generally get them involved in the trick, so you encourage them. So it's some encouraging statement. If they answer the pocket, you would answer, yeah, that's what I said the first time I saw this trick. Or something encouraging, like, I'm with you, I'm supporting you, not, you're wrong. Because that's just the worst feeling ever. You're wrong. It's tasteless to me. So, we've have the answer. You say, it goes to the cup. Encouraging statement. We transfer the cup to the other hand, and the other hand then has to really have the load. So, again, get it out of the pocket, lift up. They see it. Whoa! Transfer the cup to the other hand. First finger, middle finger, and thumb. Dice is secretly there, which we stole out of here. Now we set the cup down. Boom. And now we show this dice. And we're here. And I'm thinking, this is just my personal thoughts, and this is why I did in the routine. I'm like, if you're already here at this point, why not just have a little bit more fun with it, So then from here, wow, this is bright. I need my shades. So what we do from here is we finger palm transfer. We can give it a toss, or we can vanish it, whatever your style. You produce it, elbow, knee, spectator, whatever is contextually good, produce it, okay? And then from here you transfer to the other hand, doing a little patty cake if you want. And then just fake take. You can rub it away, you can do whatever you want. And then produce it again along the other sleeve, spectator's other shoulder. You play with what feels right for you. Then after that, then we toss the other hand again. And now it's in the dominant hand. And now it does a transfer, a false finger palm transfer. And then we vanish it with a tossing gesture. We can toss inside there. You can go like this, over it, toss, you know, just play around with, again, what works for you, what's magical for in your context. I want everyone to be expressive. Then we can lift up with the other hand. If it's this hand, then we can transfer it. If it's this hand, we're all good to go. Lift it up, and then we set back down. So that's technically phase 2 right there. Just that transferring and then resetting to that phase. And then the third phase is just really, really fun. It's just a bunch of just me being silly. We just pretend to put it away, doing a false finger palm transfer. And then we lift underneath, showing the extra, the one that was already hidden underneath, loading the next one. And then just repeat that sequence over and over and over again. False finger palm transfer. I'm not supposed to flash it, I'm only flashing for educational purposes. Sneak underneath, show that one, and reload. Just same thing, ad infinitum. And it's a really cool sequence. You could just do it. I just do it till I was meeting a guy named Mike Wong, who I actually can't believe I'm doing this for the context of this. A famous magician named Mike Wong who did a trick called Dragon Thread, restoring the thread. And at the end of it, he says you just either you do it until they love you or they hate you, or something to that nature. I might be paraphrasing. So that's the idea. You just keep on doing it until they love it or hate it, if you want, jokingly, or not, to your style. Maybe you could just do a couple times till they get the joke. You're like, oh my gosh, and until the people get the reaction. And the general rule is, no matter what, your general guideline is, once you get the reaction, stop and take a break and appreciate it. Just stop. You don't have to keep on going. You want them to be impressed, let the audience react, and then continue. So after you do this spiel over and over and over again, let's just assume we've done that already. We've had our gags and our byplay, and now you want to let them in on the secret. And you say, okay, actually, rather than doing that, I'll let you in on a little secret. And you actually kind of teach it to them. So you say, sometimes I just fake you skip all the steps of actually teaching them. You just say, sometimes I pretend to transfer it. I grab the dice, and I sneak underneath to bring out the dice. And people go, oh, okay, I get it, okay. And they're following, which is great. But now that you taught them and let them in, they think you're being honest at that point, or they put a lot of faith and trust in you. So if I take this dice and I really put it inside my pocket, no sleight of hand, nothing's tricky, and you can be open about this, because like as you're just taking the dice and doing this, I usually like to be very open and honest like this in gestures. How many should be underneath the cup? And they go 0. One guy or gal, one person will always say, sorry, I'll just say inclusive, they. Okay, so I feel inclusive. One person will always say, it's like 1. So then you lift up, toss forward, and that's the misdirection when you lift it up, or they can even lift it up. They're amazed. Wait, what? Oh, actually, no. You do it on the bigger load. This one, on the big loads, you let them lift. On this one, you lift it, and then you can nudge it forward for extra misdirection. And they're focusing on that dice for a second and saying, how? How is there 1? And there's a little focus of heat here, very little. So all the heat's here. So by this point, you're doing the load up. And again, it has to be 80-20. You don't, and I'm going to show you and save you the effort of learning. You don't want to try to do 60-40, because then you're flashing. You're trying to cover. You want it to just barely come out of the pocket, and cup makes distance. Boom, relax, And by relaxing, it naturally comes to it. If you're trying to force it and then go like this, it creates tension. There's a direct path. But by relaxing, there's less tension. You relax, the audience relaxes. It's a give and take. And you can observe this even outside magic. Just notice you relaxing and notice how people relax. It's kind of cool. So, we lift up, toss forward, 80-20. If you've got a table, you got more of a shade to work with. So there's less flash. You're standing, not as difficult as you would think. You just go forward with it, come forward, assuming you have a table. Boom, the audience reacts, and you just do the 80-20, loading the dice right here. Okay, and I'm doing it slow so you can maybe flash, so you guys can learn. But normally I just do it boom, boom. They see it, they're reacting. All the audience attention is over here. This is totally out of frame, and they're not focused on this. And now I set up the load. And the load, just load it on it, is being held by the pinky. Okay, pinky so it holds it, and it's only there for a second. So you load it on up, and you immediately set it down. So you're set. So again, how many are there? One. Audience focus is there. And I'm doing this while standing, so it seems like it's best ideal learning experience for everyone. So boom, boom, boom. Comes over here, 80-20, load it on up, set it down. No focus here because all the focus is here. Then we are now at the good point. We say, if I take this dice and I put it inside the pocket, how many should be underneath the cup? They say 1, they say none, they say everything. For people who say 1, I say go check it out. And they say 1, there is 1. One giant one. And as I'm reacting to this, that is when we come back for the second load. We load it on up, same as before. Show this one, put attention on this one as you set this one down. And then you can transfer back and say, if you missed this one, and then you can peel back the cup, you probably missed that one as well, and people react, OMG, and they go crazy. So again, it's just 80-20 and being able to time it. So show it, boom. Okay. Oh, sorry. If I put this one away, blah blah blah. Let me go back. Okay, so here we go, and I showed you how to do it, putting it away when I'm sneaking underneath the cup. Okay, but here's the thing: I taught them how to do it. You should give them an explanation. I should put value into saying that you should give them an explanation, so now they have a secret of what's going on. Okay. So if I really do take this one and I put it inside my pocket, how many should be underneath the cup? They should say none because they feel encouraged because you taught them that. Or we're giving an explanation anyways. And then show that one. Nudge it forward. Then you go, OMG. Their focus is over here, not here. So you don't have to worry. You should also be putting focus here as you're loading up. The loading up should not take away from it. You just naturally do it without thinking eventually. Just do it a couple times, eventually it'll just come second nature, which is really great. Set it down. You don't keep it here for a long time. Again, it's being held by the pinky. You don't leave it here for a long time, you just set it down. Okay. Got the dice, and you say, but if I really put this one away, how many should be underneath the cup? Now people are saying 0. There should be 0, but now they're thinking 1, and they're thinking it's tiny 1. They're not thinking the big one. Yay! And if you want to make sure there's misdirection, you can make sure you can tap it, and then you can come over. This is what I've seen the bartenders do if they do cups and balls. I notice they always do this. Boom, boom, boom. And then it's just like hop. I don't know why. Maybe it creates a little misdirection to make sure there's nothing lodged in there. And then they come back and load, and the audience reacts, so it comes back to this one. You're going back to A and B while you're secretly doing C. I don't know. There's just lots of thoughts in this. Anyways, then we misdirect for this one. As we sit down, we look at the dice. We have natural misdirection, and then I say, if you miss this one, you might have missed this one as well. Happens. And then people react to that one. But yeah, that's my general thoughts on the cup and ball routine. I'll call it, I should give it a fancy title. I don't even have a title for it. Dan's cup and ball routine. Because it's like a very it's like the most simplistic, pure. And I gotta be honest with everyone here, whoever watches this far in, it's like literally the most simple and pure version of cup and ball. There's nothing extra. You just get that real surreal moment, get the surprise, and the core essence, and just being able to do it. And so you don't have to worry so much about the cups and balls routine. You get to actually be there and interact with the audience and really enjoy the amazement that they got to do without all the hard work and practice and everything. I mean, you put in the practice, but efficient practice. There's nothing extra to it. There's nothing too difficult. It's just 2 moves and the other loads and stuff like that. So I really want to bring it to everyone for the lesson, and hope you enjoyed it. Put a lot of work into that, and I want to make it special for everyone who chose to learn it or whichever. Anyways, keep on being amazing, and talk to everyone soon. Thank you.